Okay, here we go. It feels like ages since we've gone caching, doesn't it? No response whatsoever. We are heading to my second, I believe, Adventure Labs cache, which is going to be the Port Phillip Bass Strait rail trail. The Port Phillip Bay to Bass Strait rail trail. And we're hopefully going to grab another cache on the way as well. I've actually been planning this one. This one's an actual got a plan, and I hope I've done enough reading and research that I'm not going to get caught out by anything. And I was really hoping that today would be good weather, but of course it is raining. But it's warm enough and a bit humid enough that I'm in shorts, and it's definitely springtime. So even though it's raining, the amount of planning and thought that I've put into today means that I still want to come and do this cache. I was thinking that I'd sit down and continue editing, but I decided to just keep on going. If you're actually interested and have been watching these videos and enjoying them, then thank you very much. I hate to say it, but please like and subscribe, because it helps by telling the algorithm that not only do you like it, but other people might like it. Comment, give me some ideas. If you're in Victoria, Australia, and you've got a cache that you really like, that you think's pretty awesome, let me know about it, because I am really focusing on trying to plan some big adventures to go get caches. So, we're doing an Adventure Labs cache. I don't know the actual history about it. I might try and do some research and find out, but as far as I can gather, over the years, caching started more than 20 years ago now, I think it was, in the 90s. And to start off with, it was pretty cool it was pretty simple, because it was just a fixed point. You went there and you found the cache. That was it. But over the years, they've tried to develop the game and tried to make it more interesting and add things and add that and stuff. So then you start getting multi-caches and ghost caches and all these other kind of things. And so as far as I'm aware, Adventure Labs are that kind of thing, where they're just trying to expand the game and make it more interesting. And so on this one, there are 5 points that you have to... That's turned out to be okay, but that felt a bit risky, that guy crossing in front of me. And so you've got to find or go to, I don't know if it's up to 5 or it's always 5, but in this case it's going to be 5 points. And once you've gone to those 5 points, then you can log the cache. So this one is going to be going from bay to bay, because I live on a peninsula and I'm doing most of these caches at the moment are peninsula caches. We're going to be going from one side of the peninsula to the other, which means we're going from the bay, Port Phillip Bay, over to the ocean beach, which I think, what did I say, Bass Strait or whatever it is at Bass Strait? I don't know. And that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be going from one to the other. And then in the middle of that, there's also a ghost cache, which you can get when you've gotten information and stuff from the 5 points on the Adventure Labs one. I may refilm this with the information in front of me. So, that's what we're doing. The weather today feels very humid and tropical, almost. It feels like Queensland, or my memories of my memories of going to Fiji when I was 11, 30 years ago. Where you're in shorts and it's raining, but it's still hot, very humid stuff. And so that's what we're dealing with. There are definite storm clouds in front of me. Normally the weather in this area goes from over there to over there, so I don't worry. I'm not too worried about the clouds over there. But we've got an umbrella, we've got a big hat, and we've got a jacket, so I think we'll be fine. You guys ready to go caching? No reaction whatsoever when we're in the car. Okie dokie, so an Adventure Lab cache going from Port Phillip Bay to Bass Strait Rail Trail. Sorry, going from Port Phillip Bay to Bass Strait along the rail trail. 5 locations, sequential. It's going to take about half an hour to 45 minutes apparently. They say it's a sightseeing walking tour, but I don't want to do the entire walk all the way there and then walk all the way back, so we're going to drive a bunch of it. We're going to drive in the middle. We're going to drive between 2 and 3 and 3 and 4, and we're going to walk the other 2. So, welcome to Sorrento. Thank you, KPAT17 and JMac, or JMac 3335. I won't go read all of this. There is also a bonus cache attached, which means we need to answer the questions to help solve the mystery cache at the end. And our very first one that we're starting at is just over there at the ferry that goes from Sorrento to Queenscliff, which is one of our future adventure caches that I'm looking forward to. And I don't mean Adventure Lab, I mean an adventure cache for me, because I noticed that over in Queenscliff there are a number of caches fairly close to the ferry in the Queenscliff area. So what I'm thinking is that at some point in the future, I'm going to get on my bike, put these 2 little girls in a trailer, and we're going to take the ferry across, and we're going to spend the entire day riding around Queenscliff getting the caches. That is the goal for the future. It may happen this year, it may happen early next year. I'm thinking probably next year, because I need to get my own riding legs back, and I need to get a trailer for these guys. Haven't got a trailer yet. Had one, didn't work out that well, so we got to... Anyway, long story short, let's get into this cache. Hit the start button. Wait, what is that one? No, that's not it. That's a different one. Oh, how's that happened? Start. Here we go. So, we're pretty much right on top of this number 2. Number 2's just up there. But what we're going to do is we're going to get out of the car and we're going to go all the way to the end over there. Got a small problem, which is the batteries on the camera are incredibly low, but we're going to power on and see what we can do. Worst case scenario, home isn't that far away, so we'll be able to jump home, but I'd kind of prefer not to. Down. Okay, the ferry is docking just over there, and we're in this lovely little shelter seat. And as you can imagine, I need to pee. Typical. Down. The dogs don't necessarily like it when we're on piers because of all the noises that they're not familiar with, quite understandably. But for some reason, I'm a little irritated all of a sudden. I don't know why. And so they're irritating me just a little bit. Anyway, we are at the location 1. Now, something that I didn't realise and had not remembered from the first Adventure Lab I did, which was many years ago, was that you have to answer questions at each point, which is how you know that you've gotten to those points. And the cool thing is what they do is they make it so that the questions are relevant to the area, and so you're learning. It is the nerdiest of nerdy things in that you are learning about the history of the area as you go, which is, I think, fantastic, but let's be honest, it's pretty nerdy in a good way. So it says, awesome, you have unlocked the challenge question. How many white bollards are there on the original wooden section of the Sorrento pier? Now, does that mean I need to count? I'm assuming that is a wooden bollard, and I'm assuming I'm on the Sorrento pier, so let's have a walk around and count some. That's got a new floor on it, but it looks like it's the original thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, I'm going to say. Okay, so I'm going to go with 16. Submit. Incorrect answer, try again. So I came over here and I noticed those two right there. And so I put in 18 and we got the correct answer. So we are heading off to our next port of call and our next adventure lab, because I guess I tried to be lazy and tried to sit down and do it when I should have gotten up and gone for a bit of a walk. So yeah, the answer was 18. So we're now heading to location number 2, which is Sorrento Steam Train Platform. The map doesn't specifically show this little walkway, this little path, but having been here before, I was aware of it. So we're heading up here, and I think we're going to hit it perfectly. I think it's going to be just up here. Well, we've absolute perfect location coming up there. We've hit it perfectly, and we're already at the close enough to get the answer the question. How many rail sleepers under the old rail? Are you kidding me? So I have to count all of those. This is why I don't do challenge caches and stuff. But anyway, nice little history thing, and it doesn't go anywhere. They've literally just kept, oh, there's history, there's little history plaques, which is always nice. I can't remember if when I was young I was into this kind of shit, but I really do like this stuff. Hey, here we go, look. So, we are here, and this is pretty much where we're going to go today. Our final cache, if I remember correctly from the map, is down here. And I think number 3 is about here. Like, they've not, 1, 3, they've named it, they've done it pretty exactly to that. And you can see this picture here is pretty cool as well. It's really cool, the old infrastructures and things that were around many years ago in these locations. And dare I sound like a bit of a hippie, but it's because of car usage and the emphasis on cars that we don't have things like this anymore. Tell me it wouldn't have been awesome to have this steam, at one point it was horse-drawn apparently, but also steam-driven train carriages, tram line, running back and forwards along here. Would have been absolutely fantastic. But anyway, I'm going to start counting and we'll see. I just did a count of the things, of the sleepers. Here we go, 60 I came up with. Incorrect. Oh my god. It's got to be close to 60, doesn't it? 59. It was 59. Awesome. That's completed. Now we're moving on to historical Sorrento, which means we're going to go down the main street, and we're going to go to the middle, the very middle of Sorrento. Here we go. You guys ready? Let's go. So we're in the car, and I just realised that I'm meant to be keeping track of things for the mystery cache at the end, and I completely forgot. So, using our memory, it was 18 for the first one, and 59 for B. For A, 18 for A and B 59. So we're going to have to do some maths later to work out our coordinates for a cache using that. As you can tell, probably from the sound of things, it is raining like crazy. And we are right in the middle of Sorrento right now. We are in the middle of the shops, so I'm going to not have the chest plate organizer because it looks a bit dodgy, and we're going to hop out. The rain has really ruined this, to be honest. I mean, it's now a challenge. Now it's if you did this on a sunny day and you just walked from Sorrento Ferry down through Sorrento, perfect. Absolutely perfect. I recommend summertime, even when there's lots of muggles around, especially if you've got kids, because you can count, like the first two, you go, okay, kids, count how many there are. I'm not close enough to get the question for this one, but I'm sure it'll be a similar question. Yeah, it would be absolutely perfect on a beautiful, nice day. But of course, today is absolutely shithouse. So, what you gonna do? So, it's raining pretty good, and I've got the umbrella up. And I'm just looking at this information board because the question is, what number on the information board is St Andrews? There it is, number 13. Oh, that one. Okay, super quick and easy, that one. Really liked it because there was a lot of muggles around. So we were able to just quickly grab it and go. The answer was 13. Let's write it in. I know I said it a second ago, but seriously, this would be such a great cache to do, or an adventure cache to do, an adventure lab to do on a nice sunny day, even with lots of people around. Because you can go have a look at that thing and just read it and see number 13 without any problems. So we've got 2 more to do and then the mystery cache, but at the next location, from memory, are some other opportunities for caches. So we need to go for a bit of a drive now. So yeah, I'll talk about the other ones when we get there. So we are in a absolutely ridiculously beautiful spot. I cannot tell you how much I love this area. But I stupidly didn't twig and realise that this is actually a no dogs area. I think I'm going to try and be sneaky. I'm going to give up on the extra caches that I was planning on doing. We're going to drive back up to the top. Screenshot here so that you can see what I'm seeing. We're going to drive back up to the top to number 4. Then we're going to drive back down, park, and quickly try to run to number 5. Risky stuff. Okay, for this one I'm not going to bother with the dogs. They don't seem very interested in getting out of the car for obvious reasons, because it's raining so much and it's sort of crappy and a bit miserable for them. I believe It's just back that way or that way a little bit. And so hopefully I can get over there, see what it is, get it with no issues, and get back in here. Here we go. So the building that they're referencing in the cache is that one right there. Absolutely phenomenal, given that it was built 120 years ago. This area only in the last, like, I don't know, 50 years has become as residential as it is. And so this would have been absolutely out of anywhere. It was apparently a guest house back in the day. How many arches are there on the ground floor? Ground level is the question I'm being asked. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to go with 6. Incorrect answer. Oh, 7 because of the middle one. Correct answer. Good for me. Okay, now I'm going to include a screenshot. I'm very close to number 5. I'm just going to run it without the dogs because they're not meant to be out. The car's not meant to be parked here. They're both closing their eyes as though they're sleepy, so I'm going to let them sit here. They like sitting in the car and resting a lot of the time, so they're not going to be too upset. Yeah, just going to try and make this a quick one. This is a phenomenal walking path. Even in this rain, which is not very heavy at the moment, which is nice. It's fantastic. I mean, look at that. I think you could easily say that the car park sort of butchers it a little bit. Be nicer without the car park. Imagine coming here back in the day when back when that building was first built. 100 years ago, 120 years ago, when there weren't all the roads and all that kind of stuff. But of course, would have been much harder to get here. Would have taken days, all that kind of stuff. Okay, oh, I've gone past it. Okay, a little bit about this location. So this was where the train line would stop, apparently, around here. Which is pretty cool. Imagine going from the views of that first bay and then to the views of the ocean here. That would be a pretty good little train tram ride. So the question is, how many meters is it to Coppins Lookout? So there we go, Coppins Lookout. How many meters? So if I remember correctly, 0.6 of a kilometer is 600 meters. And the rain is preventing me from typing on my phone. Completed! There we go. And if the rain will let me... There we go. Congratulations, I completed this adventure. Boom. Rate and review. I'll do that when I get back to the car. Again, if you've got kids or maybe a date even, and it's not rainy and it's a little bit better weather, this would have been absolutely wonderful to do as a cache, or an Adventure Lab cache. Now to get back in the car, put those coordinates, or do the maths to work out the coordinates of that ghost cache. So D was 7, and E was 600. Now does that then count to my... Yeah, it does, I think. That's 333 I've got now. It's not giving me a thumbs up or a smiley face. And I need that dopamine hit. The Port Phillip Bay to Bass Strait bonus cache. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, so to save and conserve battery, I'm going to turn off whilst I do the maths to try and work out the coordinates for this one. Because I'm not good at this stuff. I don't practice it or do it enough. And I'll be back. So, I did the maths. I worked out the coordinates. South 38, east 144, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. I downloaded an app because the other app that I had for GPS didn't allow me to enter coordinates. I found an app. I've entered the coordinates. If I've done everything correctly, the cache is literally just there. Like, I can see something that I think might be the cache. Based on the coordinates, and it seems logical that you finish up there and the cache would be relatively close. Makes sense. So, there's a hint that says limestone. Wait a second. I'm going to wind this window up again because... So now part of me... Okay. Oh, I feel like an idiot now. Now part of me thinks that what I did was I entered the coordinates and then didn't save them, and so it just told me where I was, which means I was here. Because there's a hint in the cache that says limestone, which makes me... I don't see any limestone just here. Because that would be a great spot for it. But let's put this in again. That's that, right? And that's that. Okay, so save. Ah. I just didn't expand the map to the point where I could see the other pin, which is, funnily enough, at a spot that I used to park my car for a job I had. I've had too many jobs and worked too many places in this area, if I'm being honest. So, we're going to go back to that spot. I know exactly where that is, so I don't need the map anymore. Interestingly enough, How? Oh, I just bit my tongue. So we've just parked. This is the park. And I saw that rock. And I thought, hey, let's check it out. So, and what do you know? Slugs and a geocache. Come on up. Okay. Even though it's not quite the same, that's the real cache. And the tram trolley representing the one that would have been along the path originally. Fantastic. Fantastic little reference. Oh no. And there's a few silly swaps in here of no consequence, although I like that, a little Pizza Planet thingy. So this is my second or so adventure lab, but first one where I've actually found a mystery cache where I had to do maths and work out coordinates and stuff. So I'm very pleased with myself on that one. What is the date today? 18th, I want to say. It is the 18th. Again, the effort that somebody went to create this cache. I'm thinking that I need to hide one myself. And so I'm thinking of ideas and stuff, and I'm thinking of the dog park near home that we go to on a regular basis. And I've got some ideas in terms of what I can add to it to make it a little bit different, a little bit interesting. And I've got an old ammo can that I'm going to use, all that kind of stuff. And it's not a crazy amount of effort. It's not the kind of effort where you think you should get paid for it and stuff. But it allows, there's an enjoyment in the creative aspect of coming up with things and working it out and all that kind of stuff. So thank you very much to JMac or JMac001335, who has logged both of these, I believe, this one and the other one, the bonus cache and the other one. I'm going to log this and then have a quick look around and see if there's any others that we might be able to find, because this has been a success so far and I kind of want to keep it going, but we'll see. So the answer is no. There are no more caches in this area, and I will see you next time.